Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Monday, October 3rd. We'll continue these briefings through this coming Wednesday. Afterwards, we will likely transition to our smoke briefings, which will be broadcast twice a week. So going to our impact map, really no significant impacts. We have a large high pressure ridge building in with just warming, drying conditions. Good prescribed burning as surface areas should dry out fairly quickly the next couple of days. Winds should be light for the next several days as well. Looking at precipitation past 24 hours here on the left, you can see some moderate to locally heavy monsoonal rains across southern and eastern parts of Utah. Still some leftover sprinkles from the weekend precipitation across parts of Idaho. Lots of lightning in the south. Would not be surprised to see a handful of new quarter acre or single tree type starts. Fuel moisture way too high for anything to get big. And you can see here, these red dots indicates new lightning starts in the last 24 hours. Recent fires or team fires still in those open circles. Uh, Observed precipitation over the past 7 days, not including the past 24 hours. You can see up here in Idaho, light amounts, a couple of hundredths to a tenth of an inch, but it was over a prolonged period of time with cool, high humidity conditions. That's really calmed the fuels down quite a bit up there. Below normal, though, in terms of weekly precipitation, but still you can see the heaviest precipitation here in the green over southern and eastern areas. See the fuels still in the upper single digits across parts of Nevada. Elsewhere, the fuel moistures have come up quite a bit. Looking at ERCs in some of our areas where we still have some recent large fire activity up in the Payette, you can see after a dry period last week how much it really came down over the weekend, shot down below normal. Similar story for the Salmon Chalice in Idaho. In most areas across the Great Basin, fuels are near early October normals, which means not critical. Satellite imagery shows some of that monsoonal moisture still lingering, triggered by this little trough of low pressure, but it's this ridge of high pressure, this kind of inverted U, that is going to dominate our weather with dry, warm conditions the next couple of days, along with mainly light winds. So for today, there's that high pressure and that dry air mass and that tannish shade slowly spreading from west to east. Our western areas are the driest, not critical, but not totally moist as well. You can see the humidities there on the right-hand side in the low to mid-teens, more in the mid to upper 20s to even higher as you go further north and east. Winds on the left, light and variable, less than 10 miles an hour. High pressure builds overhead even more so on Tuesday with more warmth and drying. You see a few more yellows here in Idaho. The humidity, that dry humidity starting to spread into parts of Idaho and towards the Utah border. Winds very light as you would expect under high pressure. Same story on Wednesday. High pressure builds. Dry air mass. More yellows popping up here in Idaho, even in the higher terrain in the Payette and the Boise. You can see the humidities in the teens in a lot of those areas. Winds, again, light. 3-day precipitation, a lot of this will be in the next 24 hours. Otherwise, high pressure still in control on Thursday. You can see more areas in yellow across Idaho. We may start to see some new emerging fires, maybe a lightning holdover, but nothing should move too quickly. There is a monsoonal moisture still lingering in early October across New Mexico and parts of Arizona. That monsoonal moisture will start pushing northwards. So despite most areas being warm and dry, as we get into the weekend on Saturday, that monsoonal moisture starts to infiltrate southern areas and even up the Sierra chain into northwest Nevada with rising humidities in most areas by Sunday. See more areas in Nevada go into the green. 7-day precipitation totals and the 8 to 14 day, October 10th through the 16th, still above normal temperatures and drier than normal conditions for much of the areas. That should be good prescribed burning conditions. Monsoonal moisture still affecting far southeast areas. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.